finally got a lot of snow to shovel today. It's been coming down for a while this winter. It's been not a gentle one. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. This little alley here in the back of my business really comes down, and you can see the amount of snow that we have to just move out of the way. And luckily our neighbor's cool enough that allows us to dump some in his back alley, but there's no shortage. And you know, doing this, I'm sitting there huffing and puffing and whatnot, and it kind of reminds me that a lot of our issues living in our modern society, hitting the gym, trying to appear to a certain physique, a lot of these issues have come from living in a culture or a society where we've basically done away with having to do any manual labor as part of our daily life. We don't have to hunt. We don't have to secure our food anymore. We don't have to dig ditches and dig, irrigation ditches so we can water our plants. And the more that we abandon that, the more we invent these artificial systems in order to make us attractive or get us fit. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird one. Maybe we need to get outside and just do life again. Do what's necessary. Wake up in the morning and go do the job that you're supposed to do. In our house, it's kind of interesting. We got blue jobs and pink jobs, and I don't really care if people think that's politically incorrect in 2025. There's jobs that involve physical labor and emotional labor, and both of us take our role. I expect my partner, she helps out with some of the physical labor, and she expects me to take on emotional labor. But we got blue jobs and pink jobs. And the manual physical labor, that's a blue job, and it's my job to do it. And when there's stuff that needs to be done, you get up and do it. And the avoidance of that seems to be one of the major, cancers of our modern society, is a lot of avoidance of responsibility, a lot of avoidance of accountability. So I don't know. Maybe it's time that we just need to start picking up our shovels and shoveling again. Get outside. See, it's interesting talking about that physical labor versus emotional labor. Traditionally, masculine and feminine jobs. Once upon a time, the dad had to, plow the field. He had to dig the holes. He had to put down the animals. He had to hunt. He had to slaughter the animals. And there was other, emotional labor that needed to be done. That's why, in a lot of ways, even with my daughter, it's like, hey, are you okay? You fall down? You okay? Where do we go from here? Dust yourself off. Are you ready to rock? I don't think we're necessarily doing anything great by coddling somebody that fell down and making sure that all of their needs are met and everything is like, are you all right, honey? What do you need? What do you need? Are you needing cocoa? Are you needing to be taken care of for the next 23 days because you stubbed your toe or scraped your knee? I think we're losing the resilience that comes with just doing what's necessary. A lot of life isn't going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. So what are you doing just to get up and keep going, regardless of how difficult it is? Whether you're at the gym or going to work or even just struggling with an emotional storm that you're in, where do you go from here? And abandoning the resilience or pretending that resilience and stoicism and fortitude are toxic, I think is doing nothing good for our society and nothing good for our young men. When they crash and burn at the slightest inconvenience, they postpone and procrastinate on their life responsibilities. So then we end up with a generation of perpetual children that have never really ended up being moving functionally into adulthood and doing the necessary thing, whether it's getting to work or doing what's necessary for your friends or your family or even your own health. So yeah, it's something to consider. And not to be chauvinistic, I get it. For many, many years, this world was operating on an imbalanced masculine energy, and a lot of people are really pushing for that imbalanced feminine energy. But do you really think that that's going to be the solution? The fact that both of these are imbalanced are the problems, and maybe we need to get back to trying to be balanced. Men can be masculine with a bit of feminine, and women can be feminine with a bit of masculine. It's the yin yang. It's the Tai Chi. You've got a little bit in both sides of the yin yang. I think we've abandoned a lot of that, and I don't think it's going to get us anywhere good in the long run.